came here to learn how to be successful? Raise your hands. Alright. I want you guys to keep your hands raised. For those who are raising your hands, please stand up. Who didn't raise their hands? Raise your hands.
Be more successful, stand up.
Please stand up. Please stand up.
I would like to be more successful as well.
You know, all the successful people guys that they usually sit in the front and fill in spaces in the front. So if you see an empty seat in the front, please come down and take a seat in the front.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You guys are right in the front. You guys can sit down. That's all right. That's all right. So, hello everyone. Today, I'll be your MC. My name is Dan. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm only here for the AirPods. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Ooh, okay. Good thing I brought my fake audience. Actually, I think the real thing is better, so let's do it again. How's everyone doing tonight? So, today, I want to thank all of you guys for coming here today and take this first step with Manifest to leave an entrepreneurial legacy here at UCI. So before I get started, I'm going to give a little rundown of what we're going to do today. So first, we have some representatives who represent the entrepreneurial resources here at UCI, and they come here to talk to you. Next, I'm going to have somebody who's been in your seats, who came up with an idea at UCI, and now they're running their own startups. And lastly, I'm going to introduce the Manifest team, who's going to talk about their entrepreneurial experience and how they made a lot of money. So who here likes money?
I do.
Who here likes money?
Money.
Right. So let's get started. So the first person I'm going to introduce is the Assistant Director of the Beal Center of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. She's our advisor and one of our only female members. So we hope that you guys can change that.
Yeah.
So keep up for Brianna!
At the Beal Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. We run a lot of programs to support entrepreneurs through curricular opportunities. We have certificates in entrepreneurship and innovation. We have a master's degree in innovation and entrepreneurship. We also run our new venture competition, which takes students, staff members, even alums, through the process of creating an idea, forming a team, and then building upon their skills with workshops that we run, presenting a concept paper, and then pitching their presentation of what their business idea is and how they intend to take it to market in front of a panel of about 10 investors. The winning teams will receive $10,000 for first place and $5,000 for second place, and we have 5 tracks that teams can participate in. We have life science, consumer products, consumer services, business products and services, as well as social enterprise. Our Master's in Innovation and Entrepreneurship program is a 9-month master's degree that gears our educational components as well as the co-curricular hands-on learning opportunities towards students who want to become entrepreneurs or want to become intrapreneurs, which is innovating within an existing company. I'm so excited about the launch of Manifest. I've been working with this team for about 3 months now, getting everything up and running, and I'm just so impressed with the initiative of how they're able to get people from the community excited and people on campus excited about this brand new club that has the capacity to really change how entrepreneurship is viewed at UCI. It's all about creating a community. It's all about attracting people who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs, who are curious about entrepreneurship, as well as people who are already starting and running their own business, getting them together for a collaborative environment where they can discuss issues affecting entrepreneurs, currently. It's going to bring in community members who can share their story, share their journey of entrepreneurship, as well as provide hands-on experiential opportunities for students to learn more about entrepreneurship and discuss issues that they're facing, and talk about how they're working on their businesses, challenges that they're looking at, and how they can overcome them and move forward. The collaborative and community environment that this club is going to offer to students is going to be unmatched. I'm so bummed that I was unable to be here in person. I actually am teaching a class in entrepreneurship and creating a business plan for a company right now. But I really look forward to hearing all about it and seeing how everything comes together. I'm so glad that all of you here in the audience are interested in taking the first step in entrepreneurship and that you're interested in joining this great new club, Manifest.
Woo! Thank you, Brianna. That was quite the awesome video.
Hi, my name is...
Oh, hi, Brianna, again. So, as you see, we have the Beal Center. Next up, I want to do a quick survey. So, raise your hand if you heard of UCI Applied Innovations. Ooh, okay, quite a few guys. Now raise your hands if you've heard of the Entrepreneur Center. Oh, even better, even better. So, I assume that you guys heard about the Entrepreneur Center in the past few months. So, luckily for you guys today, I have the brand new Entrepreneur Center manager. He's ready to make big moves, and he's invested to turn you guys into successful entrepreneurs. So please give a round of applause for John Odenbrown.
All right, guys, thanks, Dan, Neil, and the rest of the Manifest team. I want to let you guys know real quick, these guys caught me off guard when I first got hired on the 25th. They were like, hey, we want to start something on this campus to help build entrepreneurship innovation. I'm like, hey guys, that's my job. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you guys build this whole ecosystem. So one thing that's important is community. And the other thing is that you got to have resources, programs to help everyone move from idea to execution. These guys right here basically wanted to create an ecosystem without having other resources, mainly because the Entrepreneur Center wasn't here a couple of months ago. It kind of went down from a previous program. We had a lot of money, a lot of funding that went out. Now we're back. The whole objective right now is to help UCI become the largest entrepreneurship ecosystem there is in the UC system. The only way it's going to work is if we have all you entrepreneurs actually take advantage of all the resources that we do have. And for people like myself, people like Brianna, and the other people like Applied Innovation and the Code Support team to help you understand what those resources are. So for now on, my name is John. I want you guys to at least walk by the Entrepreneur Center. It's going to be open 9 to 5. Throughout the next 90 days, I'll be building programming there. I'll also be hiring interns. I'll also be hiring some full-time staff. So I won't be doing it by myself the same way that you can't do it by yourself. So take advantage of the resources. For sure, look out for Manifest, because Manifest is going to be a part of whatever we do. They have our backing. They have the backing of the whole campus. So make sure that you activate them and ask them questions, and as well as come and stop by my office wherever you need help. So one thing I want to make sure you guys know is that it's not just coming there to the Entrepreneur Center just to look at the resources that we have there. We're here to help you not only from ideation to execution of your idea. So no matter if you want to be in bioscience or you want to start a music company, we're here to support you in that journey if you choose to take advantage of our resources. So that's all I really got to say. I don't go off the script, but I definitely want to make sure you guys have a good night, and make sure you give these guys a hand of applause.
So now we're going to go to the survey. Who here has an idea that they want to pursue?
I do.
You do? Perfect!
Yeah.
Well, good thing we have John here, so make sure to connect with him afterwards. So next up, we have someone who's been in your very shoes, where he had an idea, and now he's pursuing his own startup. Right on board at UCI. I want to give a round of applause for Mylan Walker!
First off, I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out to this event. There's a lot of opportunities on this campus, that coming to this is the first step in pursuing your guys' dreams. Just like you said, I wasn't in your guys' shoes when I first came up with my idea. I came up with a brand and social media movement called Nobody's Perfect. It's based off of like my childhood and my skin disease called vitiligo. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Less than 2% of the population have it. Even a lesser percentage have it on their face. Yeah, so I'll get into it. Early stages of my life, on the left is my senior grad photo. As you can see, I wore makeup. And on the right is a portrait of myself without the makeup, so I like to put that together. I go back and look at that sometimes just to see where I came from when I feeling down. So get into the story. In middle school, 8th grade, I would say, before going into the freshman year of high school, I started to notice the pigmentation on my skin started to change color. At first I was so young, I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't think anything of it, really. And one day after school, my aunt went up to my mom and was like, yo, did you notice my skin is changing colors? And again, I was so young, I didn't understand. I went to the doctor to get like a diagnosis, really. It was a new doctor that I visited, so he was really like just learning the processes. Unfortunately, he misdiagnosed me and said it was a fungal infection. And in order to get rid of the fungal infection, he told me to apply a dandruff shampoo. And after doing that, my skin went back to normal. Unfortunately, I remember one day in the shower, I rubbed it on, and I noticed like literally the skin particles in my hand from my face, so that caused it to spread. And at that moment, I was so scared. I looked in the mirror. I was like, wow, this is really happening, And I remember going to my mom, crying. I was just so mad at the world. I don't know why I was mad at him too, but now as I got older, I realized, that literally what caused this is stems from that. He was a new doctor, so he made a mistake. My mom wanted to protect me, so she taught me how to put on makeup every day. So I did that every single day for 5 years, from freshman year of high school all the way to my freshman year of college. I went in to the doctor for a UV treatment to try to darken the pigmentation, but that didn't really do anything either. So it got to the point where I just put on makeup every day. I got so good at it that you couldn't even tell. I don't know if you guys knew that depression and anxiety are like some of the leading diseases in our world today, and I kind of attribute that to social media. I wrote a research paper on that during my undergrad. It's very critical to me because I dealt with that in high school and middle school. I feel like people are kind of afraid to admit that it's a real thing. Every single day I go to school, just hoping that nobody figured out what makeup. Every single social interaction, I had this tingling feeling that, oh man, if someone figured out what makeup, they're gonna bully me. Or if it's smudged off, I gave someone a hug. It got on their shirt. It would get on my shirt and I'll put it on. So there are times in class where I have to go out to the bathroom just to take out the powder and put it back on. So just going through that really was just daunting on my mental health. Luckily, there was one moment. It might be a sensitive topic for some people. I came home, my mom dropped me off. I was the only one home. It was just a horrible day. I know all of you probably have those days where just nothing's going right, and you just feel horrible. I went to the medicine cabinet, got some pain pills. I didn't even look at what brand it was or what it was. My mom just had all medicine in one cabinet. I went back to my room, locked the door, and I poured all the pills in my hand. And as I'm looking at it, there's this second where I was like, wow, I got to such a low point in my life where I contemplated taking my own life, And that was kind of like a blessing in disguise. In that same moment, after the split second that I, pondered over taking my life, I was like, wow, this is a moment of clarity. I shouldn't be so selfish to think that I'm the only one going through problems. There's so many people in the world that, I realize that pain is not singular, if that makes sense. Everybody goes through their own set of problems, their own instances in their life that make them believe are, if that makes sense. Coming to college, so after all that, after that moment of clarity, I realized there's certain things I need to change in my life. I was very insecure, I was overweight, So I wanted to focus on that. So I went to the gym every day and ran every single day. So I lost weight. That helped me. Another thing I did was I started focusing on my studies to ensure that I got to college, you know. In our lives, there are things that we do not have control over, and there are things that we do have control over. So we have to focus on the things that you do have control over. Because at the end of the day, there's no such thing as reaching perfection, but you could improve yourself every single day. So just some college tips, you know. You take advantage of your resources and campus. You know, just manifest. Shout outs to Steven and all of his friends for forming this. This is a great opportunity to meet other like-minded people to help you advance what you want to do in your life. Never doubt your capabilities. We live in a time where a lot of people kind of compare themselves to other people, and that goes back to social media as well, or any form of media for that matter. We feel as though, you know, we're not good enough because we see people on Instagram, you know, flexing all the money they have. You see celebrities flexing the cars and houses they have. But if you work hard enough, you know, that could be yours. You feel me? Find passion in what you love to do. Everybody has something that they love to do, and nobody can take that away from you. Nobody. So if you are set on that, if you chase that, you will attain it one day. You just can't give up. And some of it might take longer than others. You might attain it earlier, but if you just stay on track, you will attain that. Hold yourself accountable. So you have these big goals, so I want to be a billionaire, I want to be a millionaire, anybody can say that, but if you're not making the necessary steps to get to that point, it doesn't matter. You're just like lying to yourself. So say, oh, I'm gonna work on my website, but that day you go watch Netflix or go to a party. You lost the day that someone else is working. Someone else is furthering their dream while you're out partying, something like that, you know? So hold yourself accountable, that's very crucial, especially for entrepreneurs. You know, we don't want to work 9 to 5s, but entrepreneurs work more than 9 to 5. They work hours, probably 24 hours a day, no sleep. Find a positive support system. I like to shout out the back row over there. Those are like some of my closest friends. Like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And lastly, take care of yourself, you know. Mental health is so important. You know, there are times, of course, you need to work. There are also times where you need to pay attention to yourself when you're stressing. You know, we go to a top 10 university in the entire country, in the world. So apply yourself for that. That's pretty amazing in itself. So, knowing that, you know, of course, study, of course, work hard, but also realize that you must take care of yourself. Going forward with my brand, it's something that I hold so dearly to me. It's hard to explain. I think of it every single day because it's what I base my life off of. Going back to the incident when I was younger, I never want anybody to feel like that. I did a lot of introspection on why, you know, when they asked me like, oh, what's the reason I'm doing this? I just realized I never want anyone to get to that point that I felt. That's just a horrible thing to be like, nobody should feel the need to take their life. Because nobody's perfect, you know? So going forward on positive growth, on every single social media platform, I'm trying to make this into a movement. So recently, over the span of the pictures and videos I posted, I made a lot of followers, so I'm thankful for that. Expansion, I want to expand. Luckily, I have a tight-knit group of friends that are helping me pursue this, and you know, we're all collaborative, we all help each other out in terms of ideas. Get to charity. In the future, there are certain jobs I want to donate to charity, you know, community outreach. I want to hold events where it brings people together, you know, so that no one has to feel excluded from society. More art. I'm a double major in art and psychology, social behavior, so I feel like art is a very powerful medium to express something. So I'm going to use that as my main vehicle. More influential content, you'll see next video. And lastly, change.
Show us on your face. We all change. Show us on your face. We all change. We all change. We all change. We all change. Shows on your face.
I just wanted to end it off by saying nobody's perfect, and that's perfectly fine. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt, for reminding me nobody's perfect. So, I know you guys have been sitting here for a long time, so I want to get some blood flowing. So I want to ask everyone to stand up, and we're going to do a little exercise.
All right, can you hear me in the back? Good. Can you hear me in the back? Good. Sweet. All right, so first, I want you guys to start twitching your fingers. Shake your fingers a little bit. Do some jazz hands now. Shake your hands. Put some elbow to it. Now shake your shoulders. Shake your hands. And make the weirdest sound you can make. All right. So now I want everyone to raise your left hand. Raise your left hand. Now turn around and high five the person behind you. All right.
How's that possible?
So how does everyone feel right now? You guys ready to be entrepreneurs? Yeah. Are you guys ready to be entrepreneurs? Yeah. All right, sounds good. You guys can take your seats.
Alright, so now, we're going to introduce you guys to the many UCI entrepreneur resources we have that are untouched and great for you guys to use. We have someone who's already embarking on a startup journey and wants you to be invested in it. And now, we want to build community with you guys. Can you guys look to your left? Now look to your right. So these guys can be your potential future startup partners and your fellow entrepreneurs who's invested in your success. So now I want to invite the Manifest team to stand behind me real quickly. And Manifest presents to you the Startup Community Launch.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who think they're crazy enough to change the world are the ones who do.
So one of our members, Steven and Andy, spent countless of hours, so can I get a round of applause for them again? So now I want to introduce you guys to some of the team members of Manifest. So They worked on startups, made a lot of money, and I'm happy to introduce you guys to them. So first up, we have the voice of the video, the voice of Manifest. He was born and bred in Silicon Valley. He's won startup competitions there, and he's been working on tech startups. So I want to introduce you guys to Matthew Ang. Matthew!
Oh my god, I'm getting like goosebumps and stuff. That was great. All right, everyone. My name is Matthew, and as you can probably read, I'm a computer science student. I'm a first year, and I actually own my own boba company. It's a brain-boosting boba company for students. I worked at a blockchain startup, and I started my own drone company. And all this stuff is great. I had a lot of fun doing it, but how many people here know what they want to do for the next 30 or 40 years? Yeah, very few of you. And I was actually in the same spot as a lot of you about 3 years ago, back to my sophomore year of high school. Now, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and when you don't know what you want to do, you usually explore. So I went around, I tried game development, that didn't work. I tried writing articles. I actually wrote on Medium for about 2 to 3 months before realizing that didn't work. And this kind of journey eventually took me to something called a startup weekend. Now, who here knows what a startup weekend is? All right, so very few of you. Who knows what a hackathon is? Okay, a lot more of you. Perfect. So Startup Weekend is basically a hackathon, but for business. You get together with a group of 3 or 4 people, and for about 52 hours, you work on building a business before pitching it to a judge panel of investors. And so that's what we did. That's why I entered in. And I actually entered in as a developer. Where are my CS students? Where are my STEM majors? Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! All right, not too many of you. The thing is, I entered as a developer, right? But I actually didn't know how to code. So there's been an issue there, right? I'm supposed to be the developer of an app, I don't know how to code. But I did learn. I spent about 48 hours teaching myself how to build a mobile app for an iPhone, and actually, there's a screenshot of the app from our original pitch presentation up there. It was basically bootleg Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go was a thing. And we actually ended up winning first place.
Yeah.
Out of 30 different teams, made up of around 20 to 30-year-olds, graduates, PhD students, and even venture capitalists themselves, we made it to first place. And when I had this first sort of taste of the startup and entrepreneurial community, I was hooked. I was addicted. And so I started to explore this little facet of business even more, and eventually took me to somewhere called Draper University. Now, who here knows who Tim Draper is? All right, few people, it's okay. Tim Draper is a venture capitalist based in Silicon Valley, and he actually started an unaccredited university called Draper University. The goal of it is to teach the business skills necessary to create your own startup, things like design, sales, marketing, that sort of thing. And this information was very important. It's good, I use it to this day. But I would actually say that the most important thing I got out of Draper University, and actually the #1 key to success, was people. When I was at Draper University, I was surrounded by like-minded entrepreneurial individuals. And that's what took me from 0 to 1. And that's what we're offering you today. There's a little saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. And so at Manifest, we're not just offering you a club or an organization, we're offering you a network. We're offering you a community of like-minded entrepreneurial individuals to take you to the next level. Thank you.
Thanks, Matthew. You know, after this whole entire event, maybe you can be my personal voice coach. So let me practice that.
Here's to the crazy one.
How's that? How's that?
Get out.
Maybe the crowd could do it better. So I want to hear you guys say, here's to the crazy one, in your deepest Matthew Ang voice. So, here's to the crazy one. Ooh, okay, that was much better than Matthew. So I think you guys can be my personal voice coach. Anyways, speaking of crazy one, we have another man who went from bottom up with this business, $0 to a lot of dollars. He's very, very experienced in e-commerce. So please give it up for Jason Dale!
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody liking the event today? Come on, let's do better than that. How's everybody liking the event today? There you go. Okay, to start off, my name is Jason Fan. I'm a first-year biz econ major. And I guess to kind of get an introduction, I'm going to have to tell my entrepreneur story. So flashback all the way to, let's say, 6th grade, I think. I was always that kid who was selling candy, chips, and one of the things that I made the most money with in 6th grade was actually selling Pokemon cards. And this was when I kind of found out about this idea of bundling. Who's here was initially buying one item, but ended up buying a bundle because the deal seemed like it provided more value? Raise your hand. Exactly. This is the mindset that I kind of was affiliated with when I started my Pokemon selling company in 6th grade. I realized that people, instead of buying $5 for one card, I would sell a bundle for like $15, and then people would be like, whoa, I'd rather buy the bundle. Okay, and then fast forward to freshman year. This is after all the Pokemon card selling. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. As a 6th grader, I made over $2,000 just selling Pokemon cards during recess or whatnot. And then fast forward to freshman year is when I ran across a video. Who here knows who Gary Vaynerchuk is? Raise your hand. Gary Vaynerchuk. Who here knows who Ty Lopez is? This was when I ran across the video of Ty Lopez. You guys know the famous ad, right? Here in my garage with the Lamborghini in the background. This is when I got sucked into this kind of world of e-commerce. Like, he sold me, he said, you can make money from your laptop online. Instead of working a 9 to 5, you can just work from home. Work if you're traveling, work in the restaurant if you want, right? And this is what really sold me, because I thought to myself, do I really want to go to work in the morning at 9 a.m., come back at 5, and then repeat the process 5-6 days a week? I really did not, and that's not the lifestyle I wanted. So I took initiative and then learned about this whole e-commerce world, and I ran across something called drop shipping. Who here has heard about drop shipping before? Who here has tried drop shipping before? Who here has failed at drop shipping before? There you go. So, like a lot of you guys that raised your hands up, I failed in drop shipping multiple times. To this day, I've created at least 6 stores. The first 3 failed. And I'll even tell you what I sold. I sold dog products, girls' accessories, kitchen gadgets, pet products. All those things failed. And you know that one thing why? The reason why I failed was I didn't know how to market. And I believe that marketing is the main key in entrepreneurship. If you know how to sell yourself, or even sell a product that you're representing, you can sell anything, right? So, with e-commerce, who here knows what Shopify is? Shopify? Yeah, that's the platform I use for my dropshipping business, okay? And I've over 2 years, I've attracted over around 27,000 followers onto my Instagram, onto my old business. However, that business has been sold already, and I'm currently starting another business called Urban GLD. If you guys want to follow my Instagram, go ahead and follow it. So what I'm trying to do today, what we're trying to do as Manifest is kind of bring a community, right? Community of entrepreneurship, because from personal experience, I actually have one of my friends, he's in the crowd where's Adrian at? Right here, Adrian, stand up. Everybody give Adrian a round of applause. Alright, so Adrian was actually one of the first people I met when I was in college, and he told me he wanted to get in business, but he didn't know how to start a business. He didn't know how to put a website. He didn't know you could put it on Shopify. He didn't know how to market using Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn. He also didn't know how to source a product. How are you going to contact suppliers, normally in China, right? Contact suppliers to actually get your product to you, get samples to you, right? And then this one, I came in and helped him. I told him, oh, this is how you use the website. This is how you find a supplier. You can use Alibaba, you can use DHgate, you can use so many wholesale suppliers in this world. And then at that point, I realized there is a need for Manifest at UCI because so many people have an idea, have a business idea they want to start, but they can't start because they just don't have the tools to or don't have the knowledge to. And I guess the whole point of this Manifest community is to just kind of provide those resources because we have guys doing Amazon. Where's Joseph at? Amazon. He's done over $80,000 Amazon. Neil, some international kites, right? Aditya doing sales calls. It's so crazy how the group of individuals that we have and the resources that we can provide. And I think that's all I have to say, honestly. So.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. You know, when I grow up, I want to have as much swag as you. Next up, we have our Canadian who never gets cold feet when pursuing a business idea. He's a man who's dabbled in all kinds of online business. You think of it, he's probably not done it. So, let's give it up for our Canadian representative in our club, Stephen Whoa!
Before I start, I want to thank some important people who helped make Manifest happen. So, first person I want to thank is Dan, and the next person, Neil. These two, they organized everything that's here today, so without them, we wouldn't be standing here. Well, you guys are sitting. But, yeah, big round of applause for them. Okay. And then the next person I want to thank is Andy. I don't know where he's sitting right now. Oh, he's sitting right there. He helped me edit that launch video very last moment, and without him, it would have been pretty embarrassing to show. So, big round of applause to Andy. It's also his birthday, by the way. So, okay. Alright, now let's get started. So, quick show of hands. I know we did this a bit earlier, but I want to do it again. Quick show of hands to people who tried to pursue an idea that they thought was really good in business. Okay? Keep your hands up if you've actually gone through with it. Alright, so not as many. See, why is that? Why is it that some people can go from idea to manifestation while some others can't? Well, fear. This is the greatest barrier to entry in entrepreneurship. And I personally dealt with this a lot during my journey. So that's what I want to share today. Don't worry about that. So it started all the way back when I was 11 years old. See, as a kid, just like Jason, just like a bunch of the other guys here, I was obsessed with wanting to make money. And I did everything. I sold candy, typical stuff, lemonade stand, and eventually I got my first personal computer, and I knew I had to make money somehow. So at the age of 12, I made my first $10,000. So you might be wondering, how did I do that? Well, did anyone play Minecraft when they were kids? Anyone? Yeah, okay. Well, while you guys were playing, I was on the other side. I was a 12-year-old, and you guys thought I was the 21-year-old server owner that you're begging your parents to pay so you could buy this in-game perk. So it's like a virtual item, right? So I sold you a virtual item for $20 that cost you nothing. But hey, you're a kid and you really like that. So I actually ran one of the biggest faction servers for Minecraft. I don't know how many of you guys know what Minecraft is, but I ran one of the biggest faction servers in 2012, and yeah, that's how I made my first $10,000. But at the age of 13, I lost my first $9,000.
Yeah!
That's right. And how I did this was, well, I was a very ambitious kid. And because I wanted to make more money and I had a great idea for an app. So with $9,000, I set a budget. I'm like, all right, I'm going to pursue this. I had no idea what to do, and it was very, very daunting. So I just fully did it, and unfortunately lost the money because I didn't know how to budget, didn't know how to manage a team of 5 people, and it was a great learning experience though. All right, And I failed, but I still had $1,000 left, so I'm like, all right, why not give it a shot 2 more times? So I gave it a shot 2 more times, not app development, but 2 different other businesses, failed both times. And at the age of 16, I had $50 left in my bank account. Now, some people might say, hey, that's still better than nothing, because you started out with nothing, and now you have 50. But for me, this was the first time I felt fear in entrepreneurship. See, I was tired of failing, and I failed a lot. So, I was scared the next time I would fail again. But I decided I'm going to give it one last shot. So, I decided, okay, I'll do e-commerce, because I seen, just like Jason, I saw some videos on it, and I'm like, hey, maybe I can do this. And after I found a product, and the product, it was this little spinning thing that spun in your fingers, and the sole purpose of it was just to spin in your fingers. It did nothing else but spin. And I thought it was genius. Other people, I told my friends, I told my family, I told everyone I knew about it, and they thought I was crazy. They told me, stop right there, you're gonna waste your money if you try to do this. But luckily, I found 2 friends who shared this common vision. And we saw that this little product could blow up. And we saw that it could be like a huge trend, especially for kids. And we were like, okay, you know what? We might think we're crazy, they might think we're crazy, but maybe we are crazy, so let's do it. So we took that leap of faith and made our order first 100 fidget spinners. So you can see it up there, laid out on my floor. And needless to say, we made all our money back and more. So we had like all these orders filled up before we had a fulfillment house. So we were like fulfilling our own stuff, and then we got an Amazon, or not an Amazon warehouse, but like a warehouse in the States, and they fulfilled it for us. But it was a really fun journey, and without these 2 friends, I would have not ever pursued it. So that's why I think it's so important to have a community. So yeah, at the age of 17, I made my first $35,000 in sales. Woo! So what can we learn from my entrepreneurial journey? Well, entrepreneurship is about resilience. It's about inspiring others, but most of all, it's about taking that leap of faith. So tonight, I hope we can all come together as a community to take that leap of faith together and manifest our dreams. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, when I was 13, I was the one being hustled by Steven. Yeah.
Anyways, next up, we have the man who revolutionized and organized the kite industry in India. And if you guys didn't know, India is not the first nor third most populous country. It's the second most populous country in the world. So I want to give a round of applause for Neil! Who's all of you? Yeah? Woo.
What's up, everyone? My name is Neil, and I'm a first-year business economics major. There were a lot of things that have been going on in my mind since the past few days. Just a few days ago, I was sitting with Dan and Steven, and I was trying to think of an analogy. I knew that this moment would come where I would make one of the statements that I would remember for the rest of my life. And I believe that this moment is that very moment. I was trying to think of an analogy as to how to provide every member here a community or a movement that they can always equalize to. You know, there are a lot of moments in your life which you can always think back to, or which you can always equalize to. But then I realized that what we are doing here at this moment is not just wearing good suits or having a nice venue or eating good food. What we are doing here is building our future by being part of a community that's truly entrepreneurial in itself. So can you have a huge round of applause for all of you? So it makes me super excited to come out and talk to everyone here today about my experiences in the field of product manufacturing, import and export. So last year, I started my own business called Mobi Kites. that used an e-commerce platform to sell all the kite-related products in India. Now, just a bit of background to all those who don't know, I come from a part in India where people celebrate in the festival of January by flying kites. And coming from a part which has the largest per capita flyers in the world, having an e-commerce platform and making this industry organized was just one of the open vacuums, and I feel privileged to fill in that. So, the biggest challenge I had to face while organizing MobiKites or starting up with MobiKites was Amazon who found this niche. At the same time when I launched MobiKites, Amazon had already set up a store and they were already selling kites. What really turned out in the end was that even though I was a small scale business and I didn't have that much market power, MobiKites did about 9,000 kites in 18 days, while Amazon was barely even reaching 1,000. That shows that even though if you are a small scale business and you don't have that much market power, if you provide quality products, if you cater to the needs of the market, you're basically a big player. So that was one of the positives I took from the lesson. Right now, I'm focusing my vision in the field of import and export. Last summer I went to China to figure out the niche market for my stores, and I'm now focusing my vision in the field of textile manufacturing, considering the rise of manufacturing units in China and all other Asian countries. And through this manifest community right here, I want to network with all of you and help you guys also find that niche. We have a lot of diverse members on the board. I've learned a lot from Aditya, Jason, Matthew, Steven, Dan, and the amount of diversity they bring to Manifest has helped me find that niche. Right now, I'm focusing more onto the electronic side of the market, and I hope that through this Manifest community, I'm able to succeed in that. I would like to conclude here tonight by thanking a few distinct personalities. First one, His Excellency Dean Dan Ta. Like you guys know, I'm an international student, so since the past 4 months, I've been working with Dan very closely to organize the structure of Manifest or to organize this event. And working with him has given me a lot of perspective on how to present myself or how to go to meetings. And yeah, I'm grateful to you, Dan, for that, so thanks so much. Secondly, I want to thank all the Manifest team members. Like I said, the diversity they bring to this community is something which I always look up to. I want to give a special shout out to Steven, Andy, and Ian. Ian couldn't be with us here tonight because he works at the Yankee Tree. So if you see a white guy who's wearing a beanie, please make sure to go say hi to him. These guys are solely responsible for designing the graphics or handling the marketing. How many of you guys heard about Manifest on social media? Can you raise hands, please? Sweet. So that just shows that they perfection the marketing department. So can you all use round of applause with you guys? Lastly, but extremely far from the least, I want to thank you all for coming out here tonight because you could be anywhere in the world right now, but you chose to be with us here tonight and you chose to take your first step as an entrepreneur. So thank you so much for coming out here tonight. Special shout out to my boy Fez right there. It's been about 4 months. I've been ranting to him about how it's getting hard for me to manage between school and this, but he's always been receptive and supportive of what I do in life. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys are doing pretty good.
Thanks, Neil. You know, your business reminds me that every single one of us here are kites waiting to be flown and fill that sky. So all we need is a little push and pull, and we'll be on our way. So next up, we have another crazy member. He's made a lot of money through Amazon FBA with this company, Lou. So please get up for Joseph Blazer!
Hi everybody, thank you again for coming out tonight. I want to extend our thank you. I'm Joseph Blazer, first year at UCI. I've ran my own successful business since senior year of high school. Much like my fellow peers here, I started out as a kid with some goals in mind that I've always wanted to make $1 on the side. And no matter where I was in middle school, selling snacks like my friends, selling cards, selling candies, throughout high school I was selling clothing online, I was browsing listings for things I could fix up, like on Craigslist, OfferUp, Mercari, eBay. Products that you couldn't find in the States that you could sell here, products that you couldn't find abroad that you could sell there. I was always tinkering with ideas in them. And I realized that e-commerce is where it's at. It's where it's at because you can manage a business from anywhere. And to me, that means the gates of financial freedom. So senior year of high school, I teamed up with a friend and decided to tap into this market of people who were trying to quit smoking. We realized in college and in high school, there's a vast majority of people that are still smoking, still addicted to nicotine. We tapped into this market by creating a brand called Blue Aromatherapy. And Blue Aromatherapy offers inhalers with no nicotine to help people quit. And right now, we've been getting amazing feedback from people that are smoking, that stop, people that have switched up their habits, and to me, that's publishable material. With that, I realized one thing, that e-commerce is not easy. It's not easy at all because you're dealing with hundreds more competitors than you would normally deal with. And people critique the online world and they say it's a lot harder than the physical world because they're dealing with so many more people. But I think it's the gates of financial freedom. And 2 years of experience now, I've gone from an idea to doing over $80,000 in sales in 1 year. 60K of that is going to be profit, and we're going to do about double that this year. So that's a lot of money. And personally, I feel that I'm scratching the surface myself. You have hundreds of niches, hundreds of ideas that you can tap into at any given time, and that's power. Each one of you sitting here could start your own idea right now, and that means something. But through my years of experience, I have 2 main things that I want to take away, and that you guys can bring to any sort of business model or any idea that you have, and it will work. The first is that you have to be flexible and be open with what you're doing. When I teamed up with my partner, he brought the idea on board and he brought the vision, and we sat down and talked about how to execute a plan, and that means something. That generates wealth on its own. Sitting down and talking about an idea and exactly how you're going to execute it means that you're going to follow through with those steps. And partnering up with somebody means you're going to hold each other accountable. Now, don't shoot down their idea right away. Be flexible and try something. The best way to figure out if it's going to work is to try it and get that initial feedback, and that's what we did. The second thing that I have for advice is take small steps. Small steps build a big business. Small steps build a big business. And it's not overnight that you're going to build this business and generate a business that's going to send fat paychecks to your doorstep. But what it will do is the small effort that you do put in will gradually build up. And one day you will wake up and you will realize that it does feel like overnight success. Now, some people get lucky in the online world, but many people work for it. And many models and business ideas that you see are years, if not hours, of just thought and creativity putting in. What can I change? Team members building on top of that. And I think that's really important. See, Manifest, that's exactly what we've done here today. We're a group of like-minded individuals who came here and organized this launch event. We talked about the idea of how to organize it, how to execute it. We saw the vision, we influenced one another, we helped one another out, and we made it here happen. That's what Manifest is about. If you see yourself being a part of this interweave diverse team, join Manifest. Thank you. Woo!
So I know that we've been sitting for a long time, so we have one more speaker, and then we're going to start with what we're really here for.
Yeah.
So, this man, he's a biohacker, very, very, very good at sales, a personal brander. I wanted to give it up for our Indian, Ty Lopez, Gary V, Aditya Lalchandani.
Keep that on stage. Yo, keep that there.
Alright.
I'm here to talk about you. Everybody here's talking about their experiences. I'm here to talk about you. Why are you here? Why you should join Manifest? Why we created this club? But in order to do that, I have to do one thing, and let's talk a little bit about my experience. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. Just click it out. So raise your hand if you know what biohacking is. Manifest members do? That guy does? So biohacking is the art and science of reaching a state of superhuman performance. That was the 6th grade, I was obese. I was the fat kid, I was bullied like hell. Literally, every single day, I was sucking my tummy because I was so afraid of what everybody else thought of me. What happened was I got into health at 11 years old because I just needed to find something to hold on to get noticed for once. Did I tell you to do that? And as I went on, I found that health was something I was so passionate about that
I just wanted to learn everything. When I was 15 years old, I started reading medical studies. Every single day, until this day, from 15 years old, I was reading every single medical study I could get my hands on, every single book, reading every single audiobook, talking to every doctor I could, because health was something I was so passionate about. I found something in health that I just didn't find anywhere else, and I was lucky, because most people never find their passion. They live and they die without any passion. So I decided when I was 17 years old, I got into entrepreneurship, I was like, why don't I just turn this into a business? I see all these fitness coaches, I see all these health coaches, why don't I just make a business in health? So as a 17-year-old, shy, insecure little kid, I'm 19 now, by the way, I'm a first year, I'm a bio major. I don't look like a first year, I look like a 40-year-old. But basically, I am a first year. You'll find out why in a second, why I don't look like a first year at all. But essentially, I decided I was going to take this from something I was passionate about to something that was a business. And at 17 years old, my first client ever, that guy on the left, he's the CEO of a $1 billion company. A $1 billion multinational conglomerate company. I helped him reverse diabetes. That guy runs a bank. That guy runs a bank. He founded a bank, and I managed as a shy 17-year-old kid to sell him on my vision and basically help him optimize his brain. I have a product coming out about that at the end of the week, actually. That's what we're talking about. And that was nice. I'm very nervous. I don't seem like I'm very nervous. And I had a little bit of success when I was younger, but the thing a lot of people fail to look at is the amount of trauma and pain that went into that success. There's a little bit more success. I'm not really showing it to you because I really want to do it again. But what happened was, I've been expelled from 2 schools. Who here is Indian or Asian? Do your parents want you to succeed in school?
Yeah.
I have an older sister. She went to the University of Chicago, which is the #4 university in the United States. And I'm this little kid who gets expelled from school, who brings shame to my family. That was in 8th grade. In 9th grade, I got expelled again. I went to Northwestern for summer school and they kicked me out in 2 weeks. I had to watch my mother's hair turn gray at 36 years old because of the amount of stress I put on her. It's not easy for a kid to watch. And what happened was, my sister was this valedictorian. She was really successful in school, but I just never fit in. I never fit into school. I never fit into academics. I never fit into what my parents wanted for me. And the one thing that was consistent was I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to do something. I wanted to make an impact. I didn't just want to make money. I love money, but I wanted to make an impact. And this ties into why we created Manifest. You see, when I came into UCI, I took a gap year, and I was hanging out with guys like this. I had a mentor at 17 who was very successful. I was hanging out with people twice my age every single day. And what is it? You were the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. And then I come to UCI in my dorm room. You know what I think? Do I have to hang out with these people for the next year? Not to be mean, dude, but I am very grounded in my values. And that's something it took years of experience to get. I wanted to be able to make an impact. I had so much ambition, but as soon as I'm around people who are toxic to me, and it's not that I'm any better, I'm no better than anybody. It's just a difference of values. As soon as I'm around people with different values like that, my energy gets sapped. When I came into UCI, I was alone. When each one of us came into UCI, starting this club, we were alone. We didn't have people who were going to support us. We didn't have people who were going to help us reach our dreams. We didn't have people with the resources and what we needed to be able to get to where we wanted. That's why we created this club. All of this came out of pain, trauma, suffering. I've even gone to... That sounds a little weird. At the beginning of this year, I invested all of my money into events for the past 3 months. In the past 3 months, I've gone to Vegas, I've gone to Miami, I've gone to all these places. And what happened was I spent all of my money. I literally had zero left in my bank. I think I had $30 left in my bank account. Spending it to go to events, spending it on flight tickets. My parents don't want to support me. Now, they do support what I do after the expulsion stuff and stuff like that. We sorted all that out. So they do support me. I just want to make it clear. But I spent all the money I had earned over the past couple of years on events. So I went to Miami, 10X Growth Conference, who knows Grant Cardone? Okay. I went to, who knows Josh King Madrid? Okay. I'm going to share a little bit of story about it in a second. But I went to these events and I had no idea how I was going to get there because I spent all the money on the tickets and I had zero money for transportation. It's like I spent $1,000 on a ticket to Miami and I had no flight there. What am I going to do? Walk to Miami? Ride a gator to Miami? Or to stop? But what ended up happening is because I bet on myself, I found a way to make it happen. Then I ended up on a private jet to Cabo. $26,000, I didn't pay for it. Flown out to a private jet to Cabo from Irvine. Because of the fact that I bet on myself, I networked and I did what it took. I didn't care about how much financial suffering I was going to go through. All I knew is I wanted to grow. Now, I promise I wouldn't talk about myself a lot. I get stuck into it. As you can tell, I'm a little narcissistic. But I ended up getting so much environmental exposure that not only was I in a private jet, but I was all around multi-millionaires. I was poor to these people. I ended up in a Vegas penthouse in the Palms Casino last month. There's a basketball court in a room, dude. There's a basketball court in a penthouse in Las Vegas. Like, are you serious? It's $25,000 a night to stay there. Like, it's crazy, dude. And then this is the last picture, basically. Because of that, I came into an opportunity in sales where my first week after training, I did over 8,500 in sales, so I made about 2,000 commission.
Yeah.
The reason I share that is really, it's so simple, dude. It's like, when I was growing up, I didn't have an environment of people who were going to help me. I didn't have people who were wanting to be successful. What's the plan when you're born into this world? You go to school, you get good grades. When you get good grades, you go to university, you get good grades there. You're just getting good grades again and again and again. If you're lucky, look at the statistics, sorry about that. 1% of people who graduate out of college make $100,000 a year. My sister's one of those people. She works at Ernst & Young. Literally works 18 hours a day, has gained so much weight, has acne every single day, is not doing something she loves. I saw that and I was like, I am not doing this. Who here wants to be a doctor? Raise your hand if you want to be a doctor. Lawyer? Medical professional? Who's not going to raise their hands no matter what I say? Ouch. I guess you're all tired. But the thing is, like, everybody wants to be something when they go to university, and some of them don't, but there's some on this planet what they want to be. And it's like, high five, man. Give me high fives. And a lot of the reason you want to be those things is because you were taught to do that when you were born. You were taught to do that when you were growing up. When you were growing up, it seemed was planning in your head to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, a programming major, whatever the hell it is. I have the map right there. And most people live their lives with zero passion. They work every single day for a paycheck until they're retired. What's the point in that? You know what I say to that plan? Fuck that! I'm not wasting my life on something I don't want to do. I'm not going to be an engineer like my parents want me to. I'm not in UCI as a bio major to become a doctor. I want to build a multi-billion-dollar business in medicine. That's what I want to do. Because that's something I'm passionate about. Most people live their lives, zero passion, they waste it away. But guess what? You have no choice because you didn't learn that when you were younger. Your environment didn't support that ideal. Nobody knows about entrepreneurship. Who here has the experience where they go to UCI, they're trying to find entrepreneurs, and they're not there? All the people that did raise their hand, raise your hand if you actually want to be an entrepreneur. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, we're all alone. We don't have that community. All of us wanted to build that community. All of us wanted to be around people who were going to support us. Raise your hand if you've ever had a business idea. You know what happened when I had my first business idea? You failed. No. My first business failed. I had 3 of them. My first business idea, stupid. It's not going to work. Get a job instead. It's not worth it. If you want to make money today, what do they teach you to do? Get a job. Work at Blaze Pizza for 8 hours a day on $11 an hour. I went to Blaze Pizza yesterday. I saw a 45-year-old working at Blaze Pizza for $13 an hour paycheck. What were you doing the past 20 years of your life that got you to a Blaze Pizza? How are you supposed to support your family with Blaze Pizza? I run a business in house, so I don't eat pizza. They have a nice gluten-free crust. I highly recommend it. I do keto as well, so I can't really eat it all the time, but it's pretty good. And the fact of the matter is, the reason we created Manifest was to help people like you get what you need, when you need it, and be around people who are going to support you in your vision. Enough of people saying your ideas are stupid. Enough of people saying your ideas aren't going to work. Enough of people dragging you down. Like I said before, when I came to UCI, I was depressed. I was alone. Because I just didn't fit in. People who are entrepreneurs usually don't fit in. And that's not a bad thing. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make them worse. It just makes it different. And what we're trying to do is for those people who don't fit in, who want to take their idea and make it something big, who want to make an impact in the world, who want to make money. We want to give you community where you can be with the people who are going to support you and build you up. Raise your hand if you want that.
Yeah.
Say I if you want that.
Aye.
I like you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to close with this one thing. So, here's the power environment. When I started the year, I was very driven to be successful. I was very driven to get I was very driven to build my business because I've frankly been lazy. I mean, I didn't have the environment to support this. That's why I spent $6,000 over the past 3 months to get into those environments. But I was very lazy. I'm the laziest guy you'll ever meet, dude. I just want to sleep all day. And when I started the year, I wanted to get my business to $10,000 a month. That was my goal. I was like, if at the end of the year, December, I get to $10,000 a month, I'm happy. Then I met a guy called Josh King Madrid. Raise your hand if you know what that guy is. So his name is Joseph. He actually went to UCI. He's a first-year dropout. He dropped out with a 1.1 GPA. He now lives in Newport Beach in a $4.5 million mansion, makes $1 million+ every single month, and he just turned 21 4 weeks ago. Now, when you're around somebody like that, you think 10K a month is enough? $1 million a month, and you're here, we're going to make $10,000. Oh my God, Mom, look at me, oh my God. It's too small of a goal. I realized that because I went around people who had bigger goals. I didn't realize what low level I was playing at. I didn't realize how much potential there is. I didn't realize that I could be even more than what I thought I could be. You probably don't realize that you could be even more than you thought you could be. My goal instantly changed. Like 10,000? No, dude, it's going to be $100,000 a month. I'm going to hit 10,000 a month this month. Literally. I've already done close to that last month. Like, it's not that hard. I just made it harder than it seemed. But what are you thinking is hard right now that you're not acting on? Who here thinks making $10,000 a month is hard? Be honest. Don't bullshit me. $10,000 a month, if you're around people who are making $1 million a month, it becomes easy. So here's what we're doing here. You don't know the potential you have. I don't care where you are. You don't truly know what you can do. You don't truly know the power you have. What we're trying to do is get you around a community of people who are going to show you how powerful you actually are. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've done to make $1 million by this month now. So, as you can see, we're all here because we have one common vision, and that's to make a lot of money. But besides that, our common vision is to create a community where we can push each other, pull each other into greater heights that we've never been able to.
And you can see in our community, we have a very, very, very diverse set of egos, personalities. We bickered, we fought, almost fist-fighted.
Yesterday, me and Steven. Oh,
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't want to be a part of it. But, in the end, we all want each other to improve, and we all want each other to be successful. As we're invested in you guys, we hope that you'll be invested in us. So, let's get the money slide. So, this is a quote that I really like, that's very fitting here, and it is, "The rising tide lifts all the boats." We want to be that rising tide. And all we need now are the boats.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't want to keep you guys sitting any longer, so we'll just get started with what we've been here for. I'm ready.